have you ever had a real lousy time on set where you're just like, I don't really,
Yes.
I don't. What do you do? I mean, was it to the point where you didn't like the director, you didn't like the atmosphere, it was unhealthy?
Yes.
What did you do? How did you get through it?
So in the beginning, I sucked it up and I was like, I am an adult. I'm a professional. I showed up on time. I did my job. I was nice to everybody. I even had a little fun. And I was like, you know what? This is temporary. It's all good. It's going to be great. And as the weeks and months went by and it wore away at me, and people started behaving badly and things started to kind of slip.
Yeah.
And the people I was working with started to behave badly, and I started to get the brunt of their anger and their insecurity, and their crap was directed at me. For the first time in my career, this happened last year, I stood up for myself
Good.
and I said, enough. And I let them have it. And I've never done that before on a set. I've
Wow.
always been extremely professional, and I've never lost my temper or screamed at anybody ever in my entire career. And I did. And I was actually traumatized by it. I felt really bad about it. But when I think about it now, I have no regrets and I'm really proud of myself. And I didn't do anything wrong. And to the point where these people apologized to me. My agent called and spoke to them and ripped them a new one. And, you know, in fact, my agent, who has been my agent for most of my career, said I've never gotten a phone call from her this upset ever on any job. So whatever happened over there is 100% not her fault. And so it was a really big learning experience. It shook me, and I realized what shook me was that you put so much trust and you're so vulnerable on set when you're acting, and when you're showing yourself and you're shedding your boundaries in front of people. And to have somebody mishandle that feels so like abusive.
Completely disrespectful. And
Yeah.
it feels like to me that it wasn't something that just happened. It was something that kept happening and it escalated to the point where you finally just had it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's happened to me a couple of times, but it wasn't something that kept happening. It was just something that was so rude, like a director that just was out of line. And I just
Uh-huh.
laid into him. I just was like, I don't give a shit about you, dude. You cannot treat people like this. You cannot talk to me like this. What do
See,
you do?
I find it really interesting that I think it's easier for guys to
Yeah.
do that, and I
Yeah.
think guys get taken more seriously
I don't think
when
you're
they say
wrong.
no.
I don't think you're wrong. But I think that's, yeah, you have to stand up for yourself. I think
Yeah.
hopefully it's getting better, you know?
I was also on a set where I was the only woman
Mm,
all around. And there was one other female producer, but it was mostly men. And that was definitely part of the problem. It was sort of like and not in a sense of like sexism, really. It was more like deep than that. It was like I was their mom and you know, I had to take care of their feelings too, and the guardian of like everybody's moods and behaviors. And like, it was
and
crazy.
you didn't want that responsibility.
1,000%.
Oh,
I came
man.
there to do an acting job.